I'm speaking with KSI press runner Jaylon Bates, who returns to action at Bellator 283. Jaylon, how are you?
Good, brother. Just another day in paradise. Have a great family, have a great team, have great energy around me. Excited to go in there and just handle business, bro.
Awesome. I mean, you're 2 weeks out. How you feeling?
Feel amazing, bro. I'm 151 right now. I usually walk around 165. So, weight cuts really, honestly, weight cuts going peachy clean. Where we're 2 weeks out. So yeah, by the end of next week, I'll cut another 8-9 pounds and easy work. I feel like it's all coming together, honestly, coming together perfectly. It's God's plan.
Awesome. Before we talk about your fight, I saw that you earned your blue belt not too long ago, man. Congrats. How'd that feel?
Oh, good, bro. They say every time you submit a belt higher than you, you earn the next level belt. So with this fight, I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna earn another belt, and I'll be I don't know. I think purple comes after that. I don't really pay attention to belts, but I think purple comes after this, after blue. So blue, purple, then brown, then black. So yeah, man, I'm excited. Yeah, man, I'm gonna just go in there, submit them, get another belt, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna get these color belts, and then not too long, get that Bellator belt, right?
Yes, sir. We want all the belts. We want the gold belts. And then after I defend it 5-6 times, then we could start making them undisputed. Then we can go to Risen, fight their champion. We could go to, well, not Pride, UFC, fight their champion. We can start making them undisputed. That's how boxing. That's why there's so much money in boxing, bro. There's so much money because all these different boxing leagues. Then one person gets to have all the belts after you become undisputed. You're undisputed at your weight class. No one can deny you. You beat this champion from over here. You beat this champion. And I feel like MMA has to get on the ball with that because that's where the big money is. We'll start seeing 15, $20 million fights. And we won't have to feel like we're begging the promotion. The money will just be there. So the promotion will be like, shit, we want to give it to you guys. Hopefully.
Cross promotion, sign me the fuck up.
Yeah. Who would who wouldn't want to see who wouldn't want to see Volkanovski versus AJ McKee, but or Volkanovski versus Pitbull? Like, I think that'd be a good fight. We got to see who's the baddest man at 145. Who is it really? 155. Nah, Pitbull sucks at 155. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, 135. Who's that? Aljamain Sterling, and who do we have now?
Rafion Stotts.
I think Rafion. Yeah, I would love to see that. Rafion Stotts. Rafion Stotts is a D1 wrestler or D2. I don't know, some type of wrestling credentials, but they're both wrestlers. Who has the better ground game? We already know it's gonna be a grappling match, and it'll be a who's gonna win? Who really has it? So eventually it'll be Jaylon Bates, and just no one's gonna fuck with me at 135. But yeah.
It's been 5 months since your win over Chris, man. How do you feel about that performance?
Man, like I said earlier, I mean, I said on my other interviews, it was just bad performance, bad discipline. Eating, like I said, I ate 12 donuts, bro. Ate 12, drank a lot of chocolate milk, drank a lot of orange juice. My rehydration was shit. I woke up the next morning, put some more sugar in my body. It wasn't disciplined. I was just like, for me, I'm a tester. I'm a risk taker. I knew what I was doing wasn't the healthiest because I wrestled sophomore year to senior year. Well, sophomore year to a year after senior year. So I know what weight cutting feels like. I know what being disciplined and how you have to rehydrate. So I knew what that was. And then started amateur fighting, and I knew what 9 fights in, I know how to rehydrate. My last amateur fight was shit because I ate pork ribs, and that was the only meal I ate the day of the fight. I ate pork ribs. After that fight, funny story, I beat my opponent's teammate up really bad. So my opponent trained with the guy who was my last amateur title fight, and I beat him up pretty bad. But right after that, I was throwing up. I was sick. I was shaking. I couldn't control myself. I barely drank water that day. It was just terrible. So I tested myself. I experimented, and I was just like having trouble breathing in the room. It was shit performance, kicking and falling. I was partying 2 weeks before that. I was drinking. I mean, it was my birthday, so I was drinking. I was going out, having sex. I was wilding. And I think all that plays into the discipline. And it was a terrible performance, but we're gonna see something different with this fight for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Bellator 283, Tacoma, Washington. Have you ever been to Washington before?
Not Washington. I lived in Portland for the last 3 years before this.
Okay. Okay. You excited to fight in Washington?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I like even better going to someone else's home turf. I love that. I love it when it's on someone else's turf and you get to win,
Mm,
because that's that feeling of being like, I'm on your turf. You're the hometown boy. The crowd's gonna be cheering your name. The crowd's gonna be wanting you to win, and that's where the pressure comes in. I'm not worried about being undefeated. I'm not worried about winning, because I know in my heart of hearts, in my mindset, in my soul, and my spirit, I'm the best 135er in the world. I don't say that often because I keep it inside, but I think it's about time to let everyone know who I am, who Jaylon Bates is. And they're going to see that. They're going to see that when I go in there and they're shouting his name, and then the crowd goes silent because he's either submitted or he's TKO'd or he's knocked out or he loses by a decision. God has his own plan. I have a plan. God has his own plan. So we're never going to know, but that's my aim, is to go in there and finish him for sure.
are you ready to get booed by the hometown crowd?
Yeah, as long as they don't throw piss and shit on me, I'm all for it, man. I know, for black people, bro, we sometimes we get it tough, bro. They say some very negative shit, and they try to do some very harmful shit. And I'm a nice guy, but I just look at it like, people have to think about how would you want your family to be treated in that situation? Whether it's your son, your daughter, whoever it is. Would you want someone you don't know throwing their stuff on them, or calling them out of their name, and being very derogatory and mean to them? I feel like kindness is, people say, yeah, kindness is weakness, but no, kindness is a true testament of strength, of character. Because if you could be kind to if you could be kind to someone who's being mean to you, that shows, man. And for me, that's something I'm learning. I'm only 25. If someone's mean to me, I'm gonna be a fucking dickhead to them. To be honest, I'm gonna be like, fuck you. But that's just my mentality now. I hope to one day grow out of that, but that's just something I'm learning as I learn the process, and I'm around a great mentor. I'm around great people. It's like, sometimes you just got to be, the best way to kill an enemy is with kindness. And I hope that the crowd doesn't. I hope the crowd doesn't boo me, but I also don't give a fuck if they do boo me or like me or hate me. You're gonna watch me fight, and you're gonna watch me win.
Mm,
That's damn sure.
awesome. Awesome. Mark Coates, how do you like the matchup?
I think it's good. I know he hasn't fought anyone like me. I know he hasn't seen the type of fight I'm going to bring. And but I think he's good. I'm sure he's gonna be strong. Um I think that he beat the last opponent he beat was Rafael Montini, who I beat back in October of last year, and he submitted him as well. And but Rafael, he has no ground game. He doesn't know how to get off his back, so it's like, it's kind of expected. So I like the matchup. He says he's gonna come forward and pressure me. Come forward and pressure me. Do whatever you want to do, but just know that when I hit you, and I hit you more than once, you better hope you don't get hit. Continue getting hit, because eventually you're gonna fall. And once you fall, it's over. And if I take you down, I hope you know what you're doing. Because if I take you down and I get your back, see, my last fight, I was very unfocused. I was very like, It was my first time having AJ in my corner. I felt a lot of pressure. I had the champ in my corner. I felt like I had to show up and do some other shit that I'm not used to. But I realized like AJ's gonna be in my corner on this one. I realized I don't have to do that. I have to fight my fight, fight the way I fight, and win, and make it, and look good doing it. So my last fight was very. I'm not like my last fight. I had the most nerves out of all my fights ever because it's like the expectation, you know. But at the end of the day, I realized that's my teammate, win or lose. He's gonna support me, win or lose. So it doesn't really matter what I look like. And I was trying to do shit that's out of my that's shit we don't even work on in the gym. I was just like, oh, I gotta be flashy. I gotta make it look good. No. So this fight, I'm gonna go in there, calm, cool, calculated, and get the job done, like I always do.
Awesome. Well, that's what I was gonna ask you at the end of the day. How do you get your hand raised?
I want to take him down, submit him. He said he's a higher belt than me. I think it's bullshit. I don't give a fuck about being a higher belt. When I punch you in the face, I throw these elbows on you, and I swing my body weight around. We're gonna see how well your jiu-jitsu game is and your grappling game. And the thing is, like everybody, I'm coming to hurt you. I don't think until you're in there with me, people don't realize how strong I am. Until you're in there with me, you don't realize how hard I can actually hit and how elusive my striking is. Until you're in there with me, you don't realize how good my grappling is. So if he's judging me off my last fight, if he's judging me on my fights before that, he's got another thing coming because I'm getting better. I'm getting better, and I'm learning, and I'm watching how the greats do it. I'm studying greatness. John Jones is still my all-time favorite, and I've been blessed to be compared to John Jones. John Jones, they say John Jones-esque. I have that type of John Jones style. I've been blessed for people, and this isn't my amateur fights. I've been blessed for people to even throw that name out there with me and be synonymous with me. So now I get to study AJ McKee. I get to study Antonio McKee. I get to study. I study Khabib Nurmagomedov. I study Floyd Mayweather. I study the John Jones outside of the cage. He might have his own problems, but inside the cage, motherfucker's a monster. His training regimen, motherfucker's a monster, and that's what I look up to. That's the greatness I look up to, and I admire that. That's what inspires me. So at the end of the day, he's gonna have a whole another thing coming when we fight. So he could say what he wants on these interviews. He disrespected me by calling me a boy. I don't respect anybody who calls another man a boy. I would never sit there and be like, oh yeah, that boy, blah blah, or that boy. I wouldn't do that. I don't care whether you're 20. If you're 18, you're not a boy to me. By legal laws, even though most 18-year-olds live with their parents. But yeah, man, I just if you're out there getting it and you're making a way for yourself and you pay your bills, you're not a boy. In my opinion, you're not a boy, and I do that. I pay my own bills. I live on my own, So he called me a boy. He said some things that I'm gonna make him eat. I'm gonna make him. We saw what happened when Glossner missed weight. I saw him downstairs, and I was like, you mother. I saw him through the glass. I was like, you motherfucker, you missed weight. That's bullshit, because this is our profession. And that's why I came out with fire the way I did during that fight with Glossner. That was my second, I think that was my second or third fight in Bellator, because he missed weight. He pissed me off. And I'm a different fighter when I'm pissed off. So I anyone who talks shit like Sabatello, he's gonna cross my path one day. And when that mouth gets to running, I'll let him run the show. I'm gonna just sit back because I'm gonna talk my shit by saying I'm the best ever. I don't need to talk shit and be like, oh, you suck and all this. I don't need to do that. I'll do all that. Even if, in my opinion, Sabatello does suck. He's not that good. He's a wrestler. Like, he has no damage. He doesn't inflict nothing. He's the worst guy in the Bellator division at 135. I think Barzola would kick his ass. I think what's the name? Josh Hill would kick his ass. I think Brett Johns would even kick his ass. I trained with Brett Johns when we were back in Vegas at Syndicate. So yeah, I think Sabatello is terrible, but He found his way in the tournament. He's 12-1. Cool. But guys like that who talk shit, and Coates is one of those guys who, when I watched one of his fights, he talked shit to the guy after he won. He got in the guy's face and like whispered something to him. The ref had to like, pull him off or whatever. And I'm like, I don't respect that. And then talking shit, call me a boy. I don't respect that. So I'm gonna bring some heat, and I'm not talking about I want the smoke. I'm talking about I'm the fire that started the smoke. So he better get ready.
I wanted to ask you about the Bantamweight tournament, or the Grand Prix that's going on right now. Have you watched any of the fights, and what are your thoughts on them so far?
Hell yeah, man. I'm a fan of MMA. I'm a fan of MMA first before I'm a fighter. So I love watching I watch all the UFC fights. I watch all Bellator fights. PFL, I mean, unless my teammate Abby Montez, unless she's fighting, I don't really watch PFL. To me, those guys are just all right. But yeah, I think Stotts is gonna win it all. But we all know that it's one thing to beat someone one time, and it's another thing to beat them twice. And we'll see. But I think Stotts, he's on. He has that momentum. He has the mouthpiece, and he's not talking about like, he's just like, let's go. He's not like oh, you suck, oh, you can't win. Except to Sabatello, he did say that, whatever. But other than that, he's not disrespecting guys. He's not disrespecting guys in the division, and that's something I can get behind. That's something that's honorable to me. I'd rather. I said this. Someone asked me. Someone gave out names. MMA Island gave out names, and I said, he's formidable. I look forward to fighting him down the road. I really do, because I think out of everyone in the division, between him and Magomedov, they're gonna be my toughest opponents. But we'll also see, because I'm getting better. I'm only 2 years in this, so we'll see. But I love the matchups. I don't see Patchy Mix getting past Magomed, and I don't see Sabatello getting past Stotts. So I see Stotts and Magomed in the championships, and Stotts taking it all.
Gotcha. And finally, last time we spoke, you said that you wanted some more chicken before you started fighting out the rankings. So has the chicken been delivered?
No, not yet. We're still on the contract, but we're still under contract. This is gonna be my third fight in the contract, and God willing, they re-sign me, and they're like, okay, are you ready? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's go. I'm ready to take that, take that next step towards my legacy, take that next step towards my career. I'm excited to take that next step. I'm motivated, and I'm able to get, that bread, 50, 60 racks, whatever, to get to whoop ass and make it look good. I'm not gonna just whoop these guys' ass and be like, oh, it's a good fight. No, the work I'm putting in, the work I'm gonna put in, after this fight, I really want to fight Cass Bell personally. I think that'd be a good matchup for me. Either Cass Bell or Jornel Lugo. What I think I think those two would be ideally the next matchups for me. And then after that, the beginning of next year, I'll fight Nikita McCalla. He's 9-1. I know that much. I can't pronounce his name, but I'll fight him. So whoever I to fight after this, I'll fight them. But ideally, Cass Bell. I really want to beat Keith Lee's ass, because Keith Lee, he went up and disappeared, like he evaporated. I haven't heard shit from him. So, but he was in my DMs talking shit, and then he got his ass whooped by Jornel, and then I didn't hear nothing from him. So, and I think he's like 7-5, probably 8-5 now. So I'll fight him too. Cass Bell, Jornel Lugo, Keith Lee, whoever. But bring that bread, baby. Let's go.
I think Keith Lee is in another organization at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, if he wants his ass whooped, you know where to find me. Let's go.
Awesome. Jaylon, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. You want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you got? You want to thank anybody? The floor is yours.
Thank you, brother. I want to thank you for having me on here. I want to thank Antonio and AJ and everyone at Team Body Shop, my whole teammates, for supporting me. I want to thank my family, my parents, thank you guys for always supporting me. Shout out to Bellator for pushing me and promoting me the way they are. Getting behind a young king, and we're getting to that next level, and we're gonna see sooner than later that, you know, I'm a force to be reckoned with, and I'm one of the best in the world at my division, and I'm gonna just keep grinding. Go follow me, New Breed _ MMA. If you guys haven't followed me, I will be the world champ. Mark my words. End of 2023, beginning of 2024. And beginning of 2024 can be May. Okay. I'm not saying it's like January, I'm going to be 2024. Oh, I'm saying like May, I could be, you know, world champ. I will be world champ. Could, would, should, I will. Yeah, go follow me on Facebook, Jaylon Bates. Twitter, New Breed _ MMA. And just keep following me, guys. Watch my career. You know, thank you guys for the support and love. And you know, it's hard out here. I want you guys to understand that it's hard out here for fighters, and to make it. A lot of fighters have to work other jobs. You know, sometimes with the money I make, I have to battle like, damn, do I need another job? I'm not making the amount of money to live in Cali that I can't, that's necessary. So guys, that support, giving those likes, giving those follows, it really changes the game, and it really makes our lives a lot better. So we appreciate that. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, and keep supporting y'all. You'll see me at the top, and we'll all go there together.